What's going on, family? What's happening? What's cracking lacking? That's right. Welcome back to another edition of your Monday show. I'm streaming live from Liège, Belgium. I just arrived today and streaming from my one of my sister's place. Beautiful loft that she and my brother-in-law have graced me with for the stay. Um, Welcome everyone. La Milliardaire, bonsoir. Lorraine, bonsoir. How are you, ladies? How are you, queens? How are you, kings? I hope that y'all well and that everything is going so far so good on this Monday as we start the week. Um, I just landed earlier today and I was like, you know what? I'm tired, but I have got to do the show. I've got to do the show because I haven't done it last week for reasons beyond my control. And look, I'm gonna go straight into it, man. I think thank you very much. Actually, it's Airbnb. They actually you know renting it as an Airbnb. It's a really beautiful space. It's like literally top notch. Yeah, dope spot, dope spot. And yeah, man, my brother-in-law and her definitely have great taste. Um, and yeah, it's a spot. Definitely feel free to reach out to them if you ever come to this side of Belgium and you want to stay over. Uh, I'll make sure I leave their Airbnb contact and stuff in the description section of the video. I don't have my usual setup, um, even though as much as I love my house, but I wish I had this kind of like nice colors and stuff. It adds definitely a nice little vibe to the show. And I don't really have my mic as well. So this makes the whole experience a little different because I'm doing it from my regular speakerphone. I mean, headset. And yeah, man. Um, yo, um, today really the show is about you know the preciousness of time. Time is actually really precious. As a matter of fact, we get surprised by time every once in a while, and it's one of those things that gets you off guard. And look, I think it's important for each and every one of us to take a moment and acknowledge the necessity to nourish abundantly family and loved ones. Because let's see, my nephew's uncle is in town, so they're like they have school tomorrow, but I haven't been here in 3 years, so they they're sneaking in. They want to sleep with me in the bed. It's gonna be an overly crowded bed with a bunch of yeah, but it's cool. It's cool. Uh, you know, as we are dealing with the acknowledgement of time and the necessity. Ah, here you go. Mhm. Si tu veux te montrer. Toi, tu n'es pas censé faire dodo, toi?
Moi,
Oui.
moi, je juste allé te demander si t'avais de l'eau.
De l'eau, mais tu sais très bien qu'il y a de l'eau. Tiens, tiens. Si c'est pour te montrer dans le snap.
Abonnez-vous et faites des dons. C'est l'argent.
Ah, l'argent, d'accord. Okay. Well, here you go. This was nephew number 2 out of 6 that my sister and my brother-in-law have given birth to. Maxence, tu vas dormir en haut, non? Ok, à tout à l'heure, à demain. Big boys. They grow up so fast, man. It's incredible. Oh, man. So yeah, I wanted to. The reason why I'm talking also with this kind of low voice is because I have uh, these kids around, so I don't want to make too much noise. But merci beaucoup, Emmanuel. Bien le bonsoir à toi. Thank you. Yes, indeed. talking about my mother. Um, these past couple of weeks, actually, a couple of months, really, since December the 7th. So, well, technically, last year, my mother has had to fight a very rare type of cancer that has taken over this part of her throat. It was an external skin situation. So it started like a little lump here, and then it became just this full on dark. It was it was it was very scary, and it grew, became something really massive. Went all the way at the back of her. You know, couldn't really find proper cure in Portugal. Then we flew her back to Belgium, where here in Belgium there's great specialists, and they know how to cure cancer here. There's definitely renowned hospitals worldwide renowned hospitals here in Belgium, specifically in the city of Liège. And so she came and did a 3 month stay here, and they won the fight against the cancer. Very rare cancer. The doctors had never seen anything like that, and it was scary. But we won that fight. We won that fight. So she flew back to Portugal in September. As you can imagine, chemo, radiotherapy, shit is really heavy. It took her, well, technically it takes you about a year to recover, but my mother's system is so incredibly, strong in that sense that she, about a month and a half into it, she was, she was finally able to eat again and feel, more comfortable, etc. And, you know, um, December come, November comes, she does another set of tests, and she we find out that there's nothing in her blood, everything's cool. Her system, she does like all the scans, the necessary scans that has to be done when you know, especially when you just, fought a serious fight against cancer. So this this obviously encourages us, and then she decides to go to this acupuncture therapist. And so the guy does his job. You know, he gives her the session. She feels some progress and some evolution. She feels better with her neck, and she had a lot of mucus and stuff. So that really, that acupuncture session helped with that. But unfortunately, the guy decided to give her a relaxing back massage. But my mother, for the story, is a woman with, you know, quite a lot going on in her life. She broke her neck twice when she was younger. She's a miraculous human, who has been blessed um, by life, really, in situations of confronting death firsthand. Um, so obviously, you don't really touch somebody's back like that. Anyways, um, after that session, she comes back, feels a certain way, pain for sure. A week into it, back hurts. 2 weeks into it, hurts even more. 3 weeks into it, it's like, okay, cool, what's going on now? The 2 weeks and a half that we do first scan, they find nothing. But that's weird. A second scan, they find something, small fracture, but it's not new, it's old. Okay, cool, all right. So the doctors are like, look, just chill. We have to inject you this little, it's like a thing that helps. It's like a cement that they inject inside your body or specific areas of the spine to consolidate, right? And in this particular case, it was an L2 that was fractured. So anyway, that was supposed to be, rather, not a small thing, but not a big deal neither. Supposed to be just, 2 hours time type of operation. Well, we realized that, this shit doesn't make too much sense. There's something off. Pain is growing, and then eventually She falls in the stairs on top of all that nonsense. And we again miraculously discover that um, she's, besides a couple of bruised you know parts of her body, but she broke 3 ribs, but besides that, nothing much. Thank God, no head injury, no nothing like that. But the pain is terrible, terrible. Lots of pain. It was crazy, and super, 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 super painful to see her dealing with that. But she's a tough nut. She fought through, she punched through, and eventually, we decided that, well, we're not going to continue playing this game with the doctors. The doctors that we had found in Portugal, for some odd reasons in Portugal, it seems like you know getting a doctor appointment, getting um, a hospitalization appointment, things like that are um, super complicated to put together. And on top of that, if you try to go private, they charge you serious fucking buck, right? Despite the fact that you might have insurance and stuff like that. It's crazy. So I'm like, look, she's, makes more sense to bring her back here because she at least has, thank you, Mountain of Inspiration. Thank you so very much, King. Appreciate your presence. So, she, by the way, yeah, that's right. Place some thumbs up, family. Some thumbs up indeed. Most appreciated support. Please do. Um, and as my nephew said, donations, feel free to donate if you can. Don't be shy. So, we're like, okay, cool. We're not going to take no more risks. Let's just fly. Let's just fly back to Belgium and see what's going on here. My sister lives here. My brother lives here. We have quite a lot of family, my aunts, etc. And so we're like, all right, cool. Let's just simplify this whole process. We flew her today, so I came with her today in Belgium, so that we can run tests. Because she's in excruciating pain, obviously, as you can imagine. Even though it's a small fracture of the L2 in the back, it's still not something small. But the reason I really want to talk about the preciousness of time is indeed because of that. Because through these past 3 weeks, um, seeing her dealing with so much pain and um, evoking conversations that are heavy. When your parent, I already lost my dad, so when she's like, look, son, life is what it is, and we may sometimes want to um, live for as long as we can, but maybe it's not written like that because we just don't know what is written for us. And man, I was like, nah, mom, I understand what you mean, and you're right, but no, this is not written. At least, I refuse to believe that, this is what could possibly be written for you. You're gonna live old, and you're gonna die of old age, not of a disease. That I can definitely tell you. I'm conjuring this shit, and um, you have a full army of supporters behind you, and we're here. We love you, and we're here. We ain't stopping this fight. You know, um, and it gave us some courage, and it gave us some determination to push through, punch through, and you know, she was saying, "Look, man, remember that in life, um, it is very important to stay away from judging people, stay away from um, commenting on people's lives, etc., etc., because it adds nothing. It adds nothing, but eventually um, your perspective, which might very much be biased. So try to live a life that's a life of respect, um, understanding, um, and just overall genuine care for others. Papa Kesha, Mugulukugu Premier. And, as she was saying these things, not that. Oui, André? Yes. What? Wait. Oui. Attends une seconde, attends. Give me 1 second. Oui, attends. Sorry, guys. So, when your parent, your mother, or your father say such things, you understand clearly that there's a need to remind you of the importance of maintaining harmony, balance, cohesion, and love within the family structure. Because especially when somebody you love is sick, your parent, you have different conversations between the kids. As to what is the best way, and then sometimes it ends up in arguments because everybody's in their feelings. Everybody has a certain impression how things need to be handled, and you're like, look, at the end of the day, all that is great, but the most important aspect of everything is making sure that whomever brings solution according to them that could work, we talk about it, we see if it is convenient as well for your parents, and we work around it. Also, the sense of sacrifice, because our parents sacrifice so much for us. For me, I don't even question a second. If something happens, I stop everything, literally stop what I'm doing, and I focus on doing what I got to do for my mother, for my loved one. But my mother is, my mother. So I'm not sure, for example, me, I've never been a kid that loved more his mom or his dad. I literally have the same equal type of love for my mother and my father. It's impossible for me to tell you where I'm closer. No, I'm as close to one and the other in different ways, but definitely impossible to tell you that, oh, this, no. So the devotion and the sense of sacrifice is deeply, 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 deeply implemented in me. Boddhi Satva, wishing you and your family strength and courage to go through these difficult times, healing vibes. Thank you very much, Lauren. I appreciate that. But this is life, and this is something my mother reminded me no later than yesterday. She said, my son, in a fraction of seconds, things can go sideways. And everything that you thought was granted, was guaranteed, well, suddenly appears to not be anymore. Oh là là, merci beaucoup pour cette très belle donation, Emmanuel Etienne. Merci, 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 merci beaucoup. Merci pour ce beau soutien, ça fait plaisir. Merci beaucoup, merci. I appreciate each and every one of you for, the likes, the presence through every shows, the donations, because it's your hard-earned money, and it shows value and consideration. So I appreciate that. And remember, again, everything can change in a fraction of a second. So when that happens, there's something that is. Thank you very much, Papa Kesha. Thank you very much indeed. When that happens, there's indeed this necessity to bring your community together, your close ones, to be surrounding you, to strengthen you, and to provide not only advices but also prayers. And oh là là, quelle donation, Papa Kesha. Merci, 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 merci. Oh là là, ça c'est un cadeau vraiment énorme. Oh, merci, Papa Kesha, quelle donation, quelle donation. Vraiment, Singil ami du papa. Oh, ma sponsor premier Mukulu Kuku, l'homme qui a accès au VIP sur la carte VIP. So, this is. Viens dire bonjour. Devant la caméra. Mhm.
Bonjour.
This is my eldest nephew, Maxence. Tu as quel âge avec ta grosse tête là?
12 ans.
Tu as 12 ans, avec ta grosse voix là. Hein? Allez, va faire dodo. Vas-y. Vas-y, va faire dodo. On va faire une autre live après. Yeah, and yeah, seeing this, I've seen this one. I mean, I've seen all of them come to life. I saved this one's life actually when he was a baby. He almost died actually. He almost died, and everybody was panicking, and I was just super calm. He was gone for a couple of seconds, and I resuscitated him in a very interesting way. And each and every one of us, we all have quarrels, within our families, some valid, some invalid, and a lot of the time, you carry on with your life, normally without a stress, because you're like, well, I don't care. But energetically, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, it is affecting you, maybe not directly, but it represents a certain burden that you have to carry, right? That is why it's very important to understand that sometimes you may not even do it for yourself. You're doing it for, the people you love that need that stability, that need that peace, in order for them to, if they were called to the other realm, so they can be at peace, knowing that if they are gone, then there's going to be unity, there's going to be love beyond, the quarrels and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, it is essential to remember that time is not guaranteed. And it's even more painful when, we talk about health and we talk about like physical matters where, a mother who's a woman of 72 years old, super energetic, great taste, decoration, da da da. Man, this woman has worked with Yves Saint Laurent personally, Gianfranco Ferre, fucking, what's his name? Again, I was working with your, what's his name again? Galliano, man, so many designers. She's accomplished so much in her life. She's contributed to fashion, and never has been acknowledged for the pioneer that she has been. And know that she wasn't even looking for that acknowledgement, but you look at all this wealth of experiences and you're like, wow, I see the importance. Not that I didn't see it before, but even more so now, to really make sure that, first of all, we do our best to get her back on her feet, provide her, with the best possible access to the best doctors, etc., and making sure that she's taken care of accordingly. But also realizing that even more so, if you're not that you didn't realize it before, but even more so now than ever, not wasting time on useless conversations, useless considerations, because they don't bring nothing to your existence but just unnecessary burdens. So yes, time is extremely precious. Time is extremely precious, and as I do this live today with you guys, I've really been giving it a thought. Should I share this very intimate side of my life with y'all and really express, this phase I'm going through? But then I'm like, you know what? Why not? Why not? First and foremost, because um, somebody may need to hear it. Secondly, because I think it's also very therapeutical for me as well, because at the end of the day, we are all um, a human family, and of course, not everyone has your best interest at heart. But obviously, this is not addressed to people who don't have the best interest of others at heart. We're talking. This is addressed to those who have genuine, kind, loving hearts, and we all have different ways of expressing that. We all have different ways of manifesting that. But one important aspect of this all is realizing that it is tremendously, tremendously important to be at peace, no matter how complicated things might be. And one of the hardest things to accomplish is that very state. Believe me, um, hearing my mother cry and hurt for 5 days straight, day and night, non-stop, it was incredible. Well, these guys, these boys, man. Uncle is in town. They're just like, they're making moves. One is going to the toilet, one is doing this. Them boys. Bon, tu veux pas dormir? Bon, viens t'asseoir alors. He wants to say, I can see he's looking at me. He wants to sit next to me. Oh. It's fine. It's okay. He'll go to school tomorrow. They'll suffer, but he's fine. Since uncle doesn't come often. I said to him, tu peux regarder, mais I said, so, seeing her go through that was extremely complicated. Extremely complicated. Bon, Potes, toi tu vas faire dodo. Allez. Tu vois? Bien sûr, oui. Vas-y, bonne nuit. Tu vois aussi quand on regarde? Bonne nuit. This is nephew number 3. There's 6 of them. It's important to release some of our trials and tribulations as they serve us all for the human experience. Indeed, Lauren, you're absolutely right. It is. And you see these youth here, they were explained, we all, their mother claimed to them that, we're coming and grandma is not doing too well. And, they understand. Kids are smart, they're smarter than we think. And it's funny. I was with them earlier and ordered some like fast food. There's a fast food company here that I won't lie, I don't like it all the time. I never did, but I do like their burgers. And it's been 3 years since I've been here, so there's a few things from Belgium that whenever I come back, I want to experience. And 3 years in, so I came and I ordered that fast food, and I said, okay, some of y'all want, and their parents are like, oh, they need to see. I was like, okay, cool. But anyways, they're like, all right, so you're here, so it's fine. And I was seeing them, the boys, just the oldest boys, talking to one another, and they were very funny, and they were cracking smart jokes at one another. And it's that age as well. It's this new generation. They're not as scared as we were when we were kids to talk in front of a older person about certain topics such as girls, this and that. It's like, dude, but I'm the uncle, so I can understand. I'm strict, but I'm still kind of cool. Like I'm not the uncle that will get you to do stupid shit. But I'm the kind of uncle that I think they know that I'm only gonna start raising my eyebrows and letting them know what time it is if I see some nonsense. So, in that sense, they know that yeah, they can be comfortable to a certain extent. But all that to say that exposing them to the this reality that life is fragile, that anything can happen, can be scary, but with conversation and with explanation, you know, somehow it helps them also mature even more and grow into becoming, the future grown-ups they are meant to be. But circling back to seeing my mother going through all this pain, and I was just like, yo, man, it's not only hard for the person going through the pain, but it's super hard for the people around them supporting and trying to be of help. But unfortunately, if you have, three broken ribs, a fractured L2 in your back, or whatever sort of injury in your back or in any parts of your body that is of, rather serious consistency, magnitude as well, it's complicated. But, you still got to be taking upon yourself and be like, all right, cool. Okay, I understand you're in pain, but let's do this. Let's do breath work exercises. Let's see how we can try to control this pain, accept the pain, control it, and doing all these exercises and reminding her these practices was very helpful. And she managed to control the pain. For example, today, I mean, she's been in bed for 3 weeks, and today from 9:30 in the morning until 6:30 p.m. she was seated straight on a plane, in a car, then on a chair, on a wheelchair, then on a plane. Man, crazy. So she suffered a lot. Her back, man. Oof, I could see. But breath work, etc. And when you go through pain and you go through all these kind of emotions, you think about a lot of things, including death. And that is very for kids, because we are our parents' kids, right? It's a very painful experience because, as much as you're grown up, much as you're this, much as you're that, the thought of it is very, very, to say the very least, uncomfortable. But it is a potential reality. And however, with all these considerations, I tell Mama, I said, okay, cool. You spoke what you had to spoke. Great. Now, you are going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. And we're going to fight this. We're going to fight this. And so basically, this week she's going to be, hosted in one of the best hospitals in the country, specialists that already know her. And, everything is in God's hands. So we obviously let God do his part. But when it comes to also our part, we're gonna do it, and we are doing it. And our part resides in the importance of staying extremely, extremely determined to see her healthy, standing strong on her feet with a strong back. Basically, visualizing, praying, meditating, whatever it is that you do. And also motivating. As soon as we arrived, the kids were here. It was amazing because they had painted like this long piece of paper. They was like welcome home, grandma, uncle Bo, uncle Armani, with their names on it. Tu as le papier? On me voir, on savait montrer. And so, it was very, 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 very beautiful to see that, he wants to show the paper that they draw. And, I could see that automatically she felt some energy because you see, that's another thing. Kids, as a parent, as a grandparent, it gives you life. It gives you life. Ah, voilà. Mais il faut c'est toi qui es derrière, c'est toi qui dois l'attendre. Voilà. Tu as vu ça? Oh là là. Waouh. Ouais, mais c'est pas grave, tu le tiens par petits bouts. Tu as vu ça? Oh là 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 là, Titi. Bravo, 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 c'est bien ça. Tu vois ça? Vous avez bien fait ça, hein? Top. Tu vois? Voilà.
Moi, je comprends.
Ah, vas-y, replie-le. Tu peux le replier. Non, tu peux le replier. Tu peux le replier. So yeah, you know, these are the things that gives energy. These are the things that give life. Because one thing that is important to remember is that when you're in a state of stress, a state of pain, um, you see darkness, you see no hope, and you start feeling overwhelmed. And you see, it is important to then shake your spirit and to be shaken constantly in a gentle way, of course, but be reminded that you are not determined by what experience you're going through. It is indeed painful, it is indeed difficult, but you are going to be triumphant. And you know, much as the person may not necessarily be super confident, but to see your confidence, to see your determination, your that you're being resolute and that you're focused, then like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm not gonna let myself go. Exactly. Because you're not supposed to. You have the right to, of course, feel this, feel that, great. But be present, be here, and see yourself here now and tomorrow stronger than ever. And of course, it's difficult, but such is life. And some people just feel like they can't do it. Some people feel like it's too much for them and they give up. And that's, I guess that's okay as well. But, you know, I think try not to give up on the people you love, even if they give up on themselves, is important because sometimes in life, you know, you may be hit by certain things along the way that may alter the strongest of us, that may alter our vision, that may alter our capacity to even stay strong as we are used to, as we are known to be. So, you know, humble we must remain, but loving on top of everything is one of the most important emotion and one of the most important uh, sense we need to keep. Sense of love, emotion, this cultivate that, you know. And oh, Emmanuel Etienne, you got COVID. All right. Well, look, sending you lots of strength, sending you lots of positive energy. You know, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You know, God willing indeed, and that is a certainty. On avoir beaucoup d'énergie positive. So yeah, you know, again, family, time is precious. You know, your time, people around you, their time is precious because um, not of material and financial reasons. Of course, that is also important, but I really want to focus today's conversation. Oh, it's not even a conversation. I guess a bit of a monologue. I'm sorry about that. On remembering or reminding each and every one of us of the importance of really being here now, because tomorrow is not guaranteed, and being here now allows you one thing is to truly dive into the experience of the other now and truly share um, a memorable time. Not by doing anything special. Sometimes it's just sitting next to the person and just having a conversation or just being there, you know, as they sleep. Be there, be now, be here, you know. Um, Life is not easy, never was promised to be. And we must continue to fight. We must continue being hopeful, positive, even when we don't feel like we can. I surely believe that even when I feel like I can't, I can, because no matter the charge of the burden, no matter the weight, the heaviness of the situation I'm encountering, I have to find ways. I am certainly not an expert in all the in resolving all the problems I'm encountering and all these life situations I'm encountering. But through trials and errors, believe me, I'm becoming an expert at resolving a lot of them. And all of us are in so many ways. The only thing we cannot resolve is death. And death is one of the most absolute that, you know, we can't fight. But it's nothing but physical. Death is just physical. The spirit is eternal. The soul is eternal. And the experience beyond the physical is um, something that I personally believe to be true, as I have a special connection through via the spiritual room with my dad, and I feel his presence. I feel his wisdom. Whenever I'm encountering tough moments and situations, and that's why I think that all of us have different experiences, and different understanding of what death is, etc. But in all honesty, as far as I'm concerned, it is of course the end of the physical, but the beginning of something, immaterial, ethereal, and ethereal, and you know somehow eternal. And at times I think our brains cannot completely capture it, but eventually, we can we can make sense of a lot of things one day at a time. As much as we open and we allow ourselves to be open, and we allow ourselves to be also humble. Um, but with all of that being said, remember, time is time is precious. Let's honor those who are here with us now. Let's give them their flowers. Let's be present with them as much as possible. And let us also be present with ourselves as well, because a lot of the time we forget that our personal time is also very precious indeed. So, um, today's show might sound a little heavy. That's also because I'm tired, and because there's the kids around, and majority of them are sleeping. And also my mother is in the other room as well, resting. Um, but believe me, it's a true message of of hope and positivity that I have for you, queens and kings, tonight, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you are, and whenever you're looking and watching this show. It truly is about understanding that there's no such thing as an end, and there's no such thing as a um, desperate situation. You know, it can be, but it is all a matter of how you're looking at the situation and what you do when confronted with the actual situation. As I said, you may not have all the tools, but be patient, be resolute, and trust. The answers, the keys, the opportunities coming along the way to help you resolve this situation, or at least process the situation in a different and probably more positive or more proactive way will come to you. That's right, family. Some of you might um, feel like you know all of this is a bit heavy, but again, I repeat, it's not. It's life. It's life, and you have to look at it for what it is. And if you really think about the essential aspect of today's conversation, or monologue, should I better say, it really is about valuing time. Value the gift of time. Yeah, we're here for a reason, and we have a lot to do. A lot to do. With that being said, family, it's late here. This boy got to sleep. I can tell that he doesn't want to go to bed because I'm still up. but I gotta make sure he goes to school tomorrow with his siblings. Um, he's the eldest, but yeah, trying to do the big boy things. I really appreciate each and every one of you, beloveds. A big thank you to Emmanuel Etienne, Papa Keisha for the beautiful donations, for each and every one of you watching and sharing some of your words of love and care. And I really have to say that I'm very blessed to receive the love, the support. Me, not only me, but also in this particular case, my mother through you guys, through me via you. It's a beautiful blessing indeed, and God bless you. Be well. Have a fantastic week. Whatever it is that you go through, remember, time is precious. Make the best out of it. Nourish yourself with as much abundance in love and beautiful thoughts as possible. Even if you don't have the will, you'll find a way. Family, God bless. I shall indeed see you. I'm back in Lisbon right on time for Quarantine Grooves. Reminding you as well, very important, this month I'm going to be doing a special collaboration. You probably have seen that for the past 2 Quarantine Grooves that I've run in collaboration with Therapy, with Jojo Flores and Akbosul, spinning all the way from Montreal. And we do like a double live situation where I start here and then they finish in Montreal. So the situation is going to go on for about a good month. But we're doing a special one because my session last Friday was not, last Saturday, sorry. Oh yeah, so it's important. The Quarantine Grooves Meet Therapy happens on Saturdays at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. New York time. And that's 6 p.m. Portugal, UK time. But this Friday we're doing the usual Quarantine Grooves, which will be a catch up to my performance of last Saturday, which was messed up by a technical issue that we had when I did my set. So you're gonna get 2 shows, one on Friday, one on Saturday. With that being said, family, have a beautiful week, be productive, and remember, time is precious. Let's make the best out of it, and let's live without regrets. Peace.